Hi guys, Kiki here from Perfume Passion. Today I'm going to take you through the house of Xerjoff. Over the last 3 weeks I've tested 19 fragrances from the house, and I already own these two. Naxos, which is a beautiful honey tobacco, vanilla, cinnamon, lavender fragrance, has some vanilla. It's very unisex, very year-round. Absolutely love it. Next one is Dhajala. Unfortunately, in Sweden, it's discontinued. I'm not sure it's discontinued globally, but they're not taking it in, at least at the store that I know here that sells it. But it is a beautiful, herbal, floral amber. If that makes any sense, it's kind of it's very elegant, very feminine. It doesn't have an incredible projection, but I know that if you walk behind me, you can smell it, because I've gotten feedback on this one. It has great sillage. I'm really going to hold on to this one firmly. I absolutely love it. Okay, and then I've tried these four, which I believe belong to a series called Ood Stars. So they all have oud, but they're really different. Farce and Gao. I'll talk about them first. Farce is like a classic oud, rose, and patchouli combination. I find it not to be that unique, because there are many others on the market. So I'm not looking into buying this one. I don't absolutely love it. Gao is very difficult to wear oud for a person with an acquired taste. This has, in my nose, a quite horrible opening. And then it gets a little better after 10 or 15 minutes, but it's still bad in my nose. And then the dry down, it kind of boils down to smells like my dad's bar cupboard, mostly like the brown liquors. And it brings back some unpleasant memories for me drinking that stuff. And I do not want this fragrance in my collection, that's for sure. And then Golden Dallah is great fragrance, but I'm not going to buy it. It has only dark, deep notes. There's nothing uplifting in it. There's coffee, tonka, kind of heavy exotic spices. What else is in there? Is there maybe some oud, of course. There might be some woods in there, but it's all very kind of heavy stuff. Dallah is a word that describes something you pour the coffee with in the Middle East. That's where the name comes from. My favorites of these four is Alexandria II. Love this one. This one's very unisex, very easy to wear oud. I'm not even sure that I would be able to identify the oud in there if I didn't know it was there. There are some hints of something from the bakery in here, I think, kind of. It's pretty sweet. And it's powdery. There's some vanilla. I'm really looking forward to at least finishing the sample, and I think I might buy a full bottle of that one. Then there were two, okay, maybe I'll start with this little sample pack here. The samples are beautiful. The bottles, unfortunately, I don't like at all, the presentation. I have here Lira, Mephisto, Fiero, Regio, and Fiore di Livo. And the one here that I like the best is Lira, but it's really, really sweet. It's kind of like a sticky lemon cake, or the opening has some lemon, and then it has caramel. It's really, really kind of, it's a gourmand for sure, and it's quite sticky, and you can see the oil on the skin when you sprayed it on. Very high quality, very likable. The opening is just unbelievable. My only kind of thought about it is that, do I really want to smell like that? Having those smells on my skin? I'm not so, a lot. Or is it mostly, wow, this is something new? But I don't know if I would want a bottle in my collection. I'm not 100% sure of that. I've taken some notes here to see what the opening I said was very beautiful. I mean, it both has the sweetness, very much, it has depth. And there's supposed to be a licorice note in it, but I can't quite, my nose can't quite, detect that. Then we got these Mephisto Fiero, Regio, Fiore Delvio. I think they're actually a little bit too masculine for me, all of them. It's hard for me to even, evaluate them, because I tend to like more feminine scents. But really, I like the quality. I would probably have to try them more, but I don't have that kind of time, because I prefer, exploring scents that I might want to be into buying. So Yeah, but they're all very kind of luxurious smelling. Then there were two that I kind of decided I didn't like quite quickly, and one of them is this one. It's called Neo. The other one is Renaissance from a line called 1861. I've already passed the sample on to somebody. It has a kind of a citrus that I don't like for some reason. It's a little like fizzy when it hits the nose and in kind of a not pleasurable kind of way. So I don't know, those two I don't like at all, actually. Oh, and then I forgot to mention this one, Zefiro. I kind of also put that in the same category as the gold collection there. A little bit too masculine for me, personally. Apollonia, this one I like a lot, actually. This one is like a white floral. I think it has a musk, but it's an iris scent, or orris, which is kind of the root of the iris flower. But it's really, really weak, and it's very discreet. It's beautiful, but it's so kind of little. So that was a little disappointing for that reason, but I love iris, and I think maybe I'll just, finish the sample. I might pass it on because I like to, see what my friends think about it, and that might be fun. And then I have here 3 that I really like, or 4 that I really like. I'll just show you them all together. There is Opera, Erba Pura, La Capitale, and Uden. Opera is kind of an unusual scent. It has an unbelievable opening of fruits, and I'm not a fruity kind of person at all, and I don't like fruit in perfumes usually, but the House of Xerjoff has made me kind of like question that opinion. I like fruit in fragrance if it's a Xerjoff. So I used to only like figs, maybe, and some red berries, and maybe but this one has like an opening of like strawberry and peach, and I still like it. No, I think maybe it was that might not be the Opera one. That might be La Capitale. I'm not sure if that was that one or that one. But these are, La Capitale is a really sweet, and Opera is more of an unusual fragrance. So I have to really kind of consider that, give it a few more wearings before I make up my mind about it. But Opera has an unbelievable, like, uplifting opening. It's just so interesting. The bottle is black, and it has kind of like it's velvety on the outside with like a gold label on it. La Capitale, it's sweet. I think maybe it's the same series. I'm not quite sure. Erba Pura is a beautiful, like citrusy, also fruity, kind of kind of summer fragrance, but strong. Very strong, actually. And even though I don't smell it so much myself, I know it can kind of bother others because it's like it has a super strong sillage. And I've heard a scent story on the Scentgeeks Podcast. Listen to that. They're really funny, these guys, about, someone going in the elevator and someone coming in there like 15 minutes later, kind of complaining about the really strong smell that made it hard to breathe in there. And I know my son came into the kitchen like 2 hours after I'd been in there with this scent on, and he was like, he had to go out. He said he couldn't breathe. So I don't know. I think I'd really, really consider that before I get a bottle, but I really like it myself, I'll have to say. It's great. And Uden, let's see, God, there's so many. And the names make them a little hard to like distinguish from one another when I'm like talking about them. I'm like, wait a minute, which one was which? Citrus, it has rum, guaiac wood, sandal, rose, vanilla, coffee, musk, and ambergris. And I really like it. It's compared to you guys out there, if you're aware of, if you know of Allure from Chanel, many people consider that one quite close to that. But it's a citrus, vanilla, and rum fragrance, and I really like it. I don't find it masculine. I find it very unisex. And I'm excited about finishing the sample, and maybe, it's important when you sample a lot of things that you really pay attention to, what they, the opening, and just maybe even just sit there with it, kind of like in meditation. And then like 15 minutes later, pay attention again, what's happening, just to kind of like live through the different phases of a fragrance. And I know that typically many people don't do that. I mean, frag heads do that, but people like in a tax-free shop, they'll only spray it and pay attention to what it smells like in the opening, but that's all they're getting. And what I've heard is that, like those big designer companies, they work a lot on creating a wonderful opening, but then after that, maybe it gets boring because that's what sells. you want to get to your flight on time, and you just want to grab something really quick, and it's all about the shopping experience, really. So, well, I hope you with this video will consider fragrances again and again, and give them a proper wearing before buying. Okay, bye for now.